once again. This is Angel Terri here with Wizardry 8. This is a game that I've been wanting to really show you guys, and my husband, Mr. Lightman, was able to be more patient than me and get this thing going and recording, so keeping our fingers crossed that it'll work. This video, I'm going to show about character creation, so if you would like to just jump right into the game after I make my characters, feel free to go right to the next video. So let's start a new game. So this is your basic party window here. You can make up to 6 characters. You can also import if you played from 7 to 8, but I didn't do that. So let's create a character. Now, there's a lot of different professions. I'm just going to go over each one kind of quickly. You got a fighter. The main thing is they have a berserk attack option, may knock out opponents. You have a lord. I think a lord can only be males, if I'm correct. You have a Valkyrie, which can only be females. Their one thing is they can cheat death, so if they get knocked out, they'll just get right back up again. Rangers are good because they search all the time, unlike putting your whole party in search mode, which slows down your party. If you have a ranger, you'll always be searching all the time. Samurai I've never really played. I've never really played a ninja much, but they're apparently very good with thrown items. A monk, never really played them. Rogues, you know, you'll need to have some type of roguish class to do the locks and traps. But to get the most out of a rogue, you have to have them pretty much in the front, I guess, because of their backstabbing ability. I never could get into gadgeteers. Essentially, they can take a lot of items in the world and put them together with things like duct tape and other little stuff, and they can make items that only they can use. But for some reason, I can never figure them out. I must be stupid or something. Bards can use the very specific instruments you find in the world, like lutes and flutes and drums and things. Then you have the basic priest, an alchemist, which the one thing that they're good at is, unlike other casting classes, if they get silenced, they can't cast their spells. Well, since alchemists use like potions and powders and the like, they could still do their abilities even if silenced. Now, a bishop is interesting in that not only can they remove cursed items without using a spell, but they can study all 4 magical books, so to speak, which is the mages, the priests, the alchemists, and the psionics. But they really suggest you only focus on like 2 out of the 4 because that's just a lot of spells. Then you have the psionic, which is one profession I truly believe every party needs. They have a lot of things like fear spells, and they could do sleep spells, charms, things like that. And then of course you have the mage. Here's the usual, you know, canon-y thingy. With races, you got the normal human, you have an elf, the dwarf, got some dwarven damage resistance here. You have a gnome, a hobbit. Now the fairy is interesting because when I read through some things, they say a fairy makes a really good like samurai or ninja, but they can only use very specific items, and they're really like tiny, even though they're really fast. It's one of the harder class race combinations to be, in my opinion. Then you have a lizard man. They have slower magic power recovery, but they're really like hardy, so they're really good for like fighters. You have a Dracon, which I like because they breathe acid, so if the enemy is not that close, you could still like breathe acid on people. You have the Felpurr, which are like cats. You have the Raw Wolf, which are like doggies, and the Mook, which are like monkeys, and I don't like them. There you go. Alright. There you go. Now, I'm going to go through and make my party, as I said. I have an idea of who I want. Now, what's interesting is if you look over here, where it says bonus points, what, honey? Is the air conditioner off? Alright, then yeah, open the window. If you switch, see how the bonus points change? And it also shows the distribution of things over here. So, now, a Dracon makes a really good fighter. It's got 60 bonus points. And if you right-click on fighter, you can learn about them here. Here's their abilities and traits. Stamina regeneration, may knock out opponents, and they have berserk attack options. The primary skill is close combat. Other profession skills, ranged combat, sword, axe, and shield. And they start with a buckler, shield, leather, cuirass, fur leggings, sandals, and a battle axe or longsword. Now, their stats are pretty much strength, vitality, and dexterity. And you can right-click on any of the primary attributes to learn, like speed here affects the initiative in combat, the number of swings per attack, and the number of attacks per turn. Speed also influences some combat skills at very high or very low levels. Speed can also affect the character's armor class. Alright. I like to make myself a female party, though one of my characters I know is going to be a male. But, let's see. So this is all his ability, her ability and traits they have. This is resistance modifiers, I believe, based on the race, if I recall. And over here, so we want to get certain skills to 100 as quick as we can. So we know we want strength, vitality. Now, dexterity affects the chance to hit and to penetrate physical attacks, the number of physical attacks in combat, and all weapon skills. Okay. So let's get those up. When you hear that ding, that means you finished with this page, so it's time to turn to the next. Now here is where we have like these skills like close combat, range combat. Here would be the magic if they were able to use magic, and this is like the roguish skills like lock picking and search and stuff. So your best bet is try to focus on a particular thing. As you go through the game, they can learn other stuff. So this girl, when she picks up something, she might actually get a point in artifacts, but it's not going to be my main focus for her. So I'm going to take sword, shield, and close combat. Now I am eventually going to give everybody a ranged weapon as well. It may take a bit. Okay, so here you can actually change their race, which I think is interesting. You can change the portraits. That's a good female. Alright, now this one you put a full name in, but the nickname is what'll show underneath the person. So let's see. And then McCarter. Okay, now here we have our voices. Now what's interesting about the voices is it's not just a one-time thing. These are what people will say through the entire game. So make sure you pick a voice that you like. Now, just because she's a fighter doesn't mean we have to go for an aggressive voice.
An adventure? Why, I'd be delighted to help you. It sounds most entertaining.
All right, or you've got the second option.
Sure, darling. Just leave it in my hands. I have loads of experience, believe me.
Uh-huh.
Just relax. It's gonna be all right.
Okay, totally. I want to use that for my fighter. That'd be cool. All right. So when you're done, you hit that button, and that will exit. And now here's our fighter. So we want to add to the party. Now the order you add them is how they're going to do. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But you can always move them around later, I believe. All right. So that's our fighter. Now I know we're going to want a psionic. Human male. Okay. Now they're all about intelligence and senses. Now I also like to give them a lot of speed, because what speed does, it'll make sure that they also influence some combat skills, and also the main thing is the initiative in combat. So the earlier you go, the better. Now I want to focus on the mental skills. So I want terror and mind stab. Now you don't always have to use the spell points you have. You can save them to your next level in case you don't see anything you like. Now psionics here says the study of psionics. Psionics heavily affects the learning of new psionic spells, and to a lesser degree than the individual realm skills. Psionics contributes spell points to every realm. It also affects the chance of success when casting psionic spells. So you definitely want to raise this. And I want to raise his mental magic. Now with him, sorry, my husband's playing Wizardry. Not Wizardry, Witcher 3. What are you fighting, troglodytes? We're dead people in the water. Okay. Now he's going to be mainly magic. So let's see. I know mythology is something I want him to focus, but I actually want him to use his sling. So I'm going to give him points in sling. Okay, I love this thing. I know I can't call him. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, and then this is his voice here.
You're going to need someone of my superior intelligence. Some call it ego, but I call it talent.
Okie dokie then. Okay, but I want him down here, so I'll wait to put it in. Okay, now we do want also a priest. Now it's interesting. A dwarf makes quite a good priest. And a raw wolf does as well. But I like the dwarven damage resistance. You know what? I think I'll make it a male dwarf. Now their main focus is piety and vitality. And I also give some to speed to make sure that he goes, you know, higher initiative. Now I also try to stick with, these are the bless healing thingamadoos. So heal wounds, and I'm going to actually pick stamina because you use stamina for everything from fighting and, you know, moving around and stuff. And what happens is if any of your characters run out of stamina, I forget if they either fall asleep or they just kind of collapse in the middle of battle. Not fun. You don't want that to happen. So I especially need divinity. He's going to be using a sling. And to separate it between divine and water right now. Oof, it's a freaky picture. This one's not too bad here. And let's see, we'll call him Glorin Blood Axe, which is funny because he doesn't do anything like that.
'Tis wit, not strength, that make a solid lad, but I be lucky to have both.
There we go, give him a nice Glorin dwarf voice. Okay, now next we definitely need a ranger. Because, like I said, you know, you really want him to do the searching. Now, sometimes they don't get any bonus points at all. And sometimes they actually get negative. So you need to be careful with that. I know the Mook makes the best ranger, but there's a reason why I don't like the Mook class. I mean, the Mook race. You know what? Let's do a human. Female. Now their main thing is senses, dexterity. Senses, dexterity. It's pretty much everything but piety and speed. But I like speed. Mainly because it affects armor class, but I like the initiative in combat is what's really important for me. Okay. So scouting is a must. You will use bow and focus on ranged combat. I like this picture right here. Let's see. A white doe, that's cute. Okay, I like. What's this voice?
Some believe I can speak with animals, but it is they who communicate with me.
Alright, good enough. Okay, so we have room for 2 more. Let's see. Is it a... Yeah, I want to make a bard. Oh, a Hobbit bard might be interesting. Ooh, a Felpurr bard. Let's try a Felpurr bard. Alright, now bards are all about... Oh, they're pretty evened out. Senses, dexterity. Alright, so I need to focus on music. Okay, music. What does music? Dexterity? Yes, dexterity. Get you some vitality. You got like no hit points. Alright, you're going to be doing a lot of lock picking and music. And I think you'll be my other bow user. It's cute. Oh, I like that.
If you're looking for someone to protect your interests, I'm the one. I have excellent credentials.
Good enough. You need at least, I think it's like 2 or 3 letters in that. Okay, and I need one more person to put up in the front row, pretty much. Now, like I said, I never played a samurai, ninja, or monk. What is a samurai? A true swordsman of wizardry, the samurai has dedicated his or her life to the study of the sword. Their speed and accuracy helps them to fight their way through most any situation, occasionally striking multiple times within a single attack. Oh, that's good. Those who have faced the samurai refer to this as lightning strike. Samurai are never afraid and can learn the deadly skill of the critical kill. The mystical side allows them to develop mage spells at around the 5th level of experience. Okay. Alright, so they're primary swords. Okay, and I know that they have a lot of very, very specific weapons for the samurai, because I've seen, because I'm doing this like semi-blind, and I know in the beginning, I think there's a piece of samurai armor you find. You know what? I'll try a samurai. What the hell? What the hell? Get jiggy with it. No. You know, Hobbit makes an interesting samurai. You know what? Let's do a Hobbit. What the heck? Now you're everything pretty much except piety and senses, huh? Speed. Alright, so speed is actually quite important to you. Maybe that requires physical strength from hitting creatures to the damage done, so I guess get you a lot of this, and the rest in vitality for now. Close combat. Sword. And I think critical strike. I don't know if I'm going to really do much with dual weapons, though. I want something specific. Oh yeah, I'll show you these pictures. These are what they have the fairy look like. That's a female. Ooh. And then you've got the lizard guys, which are pretty interesting. Draconians of Felpurr. These are what the raw wolves look like. These are the mooks, big old monkeys. I want this. I'm a female. Oh, there we go.
Release your hold on this world. All things change or perish. This is a great enlightenment.
Okay, because we gotta get the stereotypical thing like that. We'll call you Red Wolf. What the hell? Okay, so now, alright, let's add you to the party. I want to add you, then you, then you, then you. Okay, guys, so this is our party. So I'm gonna stop the video here because when we go into the game, there's going to be a cutscene. So I want to make sure that I get that recorded correctly for you guys. Okay. So this is Angel Terri. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye bye.